Voting for the fifth phase of India's general elections in 49 constituencies across 6 states and 2 union territories came to a close on Monday evening. The prominent candidates whose fate were sealed in the EVMs include senior BJP leaders and union ministers Rajnath Singh, Piyush Goyal and Smriti Irani. The Congress leaders Rahul Gandhi and KL Sharma, Omar Abdullah of the National Conference and Chirag Paswan.
Long queues were seen at different polling stations across 6 states and 2 union territories where voting for the fifth phase of elections concluded in the evening on Monday. Noticeable enthusiasm was seen among the youth and women voters. The same enthusiasm was also seen among elderly voters.
I was very excited, and since it's my first time that I'm casting my vote for a Lok Sabha election, and it was a very nice experience, and I would request every voter to go out and vote, and let's hope for the best, and may the best person win.
I look forward to employment, better development for this country.
The voter turnout in Ladakh was very encouraging, which went to polls for the first time after becoming a union territory. A huge crowd of voters was also seen at the polling stations in Leh and Kargil.
In their first parliamentary election after getting the union territory status, the people of Ladakh have voted impressively. Now it's only on the 4th of June that we'll get to know who carries the burden of their expectation on his shoulders into the next Lok Sabha.
49 seats where votes were cast in the fifth phase include 14 in Uttar Pradesh, 13 in Maharashtra, 7 in West Bengal, 5 each in Bihar and Odisha, 3 in Jharkhand, 1 each in Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. The prominent candidates whose fates were sealed in EVMs today include BJP leaders Rajnath Singh, Piyush Goyal, Smriti Irani, Congress leaders Rahul Gandhi, KL Sharma, National Conference leader Omar Abdullah and LJP leader Chirag Paswan. As the fifth phase of elections conclude, voting is now over on 428 seats out of the 543. The next 2 phases will be held on May 25th and June 1st, while the votes will be counted on June 4th. Amish Mahajan's report for DD India.
And we're going to be joined by our correspondents soon. Tapas Bhattacharya and Gautam Roy will be joining us. But for the moment, we have with us Dibyendu Mondal, who's in West Bengal. Dibyendu, West Bengal has always seen high voter turnout. Give us a rundown of what happened today and how keen is the contest on the ground?
Well, Mark, absolutely right. West Bengal have always seen a very high voter turnout in every elections. This time also, the voter turnout have been recorded till 5 p.m. as 75%, which is likely to increase to about 80%. So the voter turnout has been good. The people were seen queuing up in the polling booth since morning, braving both the heat and the rain and a storm that hit West Bengal in the afternoon. But despite the rain, the heat, the humidity here, people were seen queuing up. I have been to multiple booths around in this particular Lok Sabha constituency of Bangaon where I am, and in every constituency, I beg your pardon, in every booth, I have seen that there have been queues all through the day since 7 a.m. in the morning till about 4:30 in the evening. So you can understand the enthusiasm, you can understand the excitement amongst the voters that have queued up here since morning. So of course, West Bengal is a politically active and aware state where electorate would leave everything aside to go and cast their vote. So that's how important voting is for the people of West Bengal. But coming to your next question as per the issues, so of course, there have been multiple issues which the people of Bengal have been dwelling out, and both the Trinamool Congress and the BJP, who has a direct contest in this particular election in the state, have been, talking about, for example, the corruption issue of the Trinamool Congress have been the largest talking point for the BJP, and the BJP have left no stone unturned to ensure that the TMC is cornered during the election campaign with regards to corruption, with regards to the issue of corruption, which includes the teachers recruitment scam, which includes the alleged ration scam, the cattle smuggling, etc. So also the Trinamool Congress have been attacking the BJP on issues of unemployment, on issues of not fulfilling certain demands of the state, and also of the controversial issue of the state stopping the funds of Manrega and the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana for the state of West Bengal. So of course, many issues on the ground. We have seen very, mostly a peaceful election. There have been some stray incidents of violence in different parts of the place of the constituencies which had gone to poll in this particular phase of election. Back to you, Mark.
Right, let's go across to Tapas. I can see him on the screen. Tapas Bhattacharya is joining us from Lucknow in Uttar Pradesh. Well, Tapas, was the voter turnout on expected lines as far as this constituency is concerned? And how keen is the battleground for the seats that polled in Uttar Pradesh?
Right. So, Mark, let me put it this way: that by the time the event got over, the whole polling went over, the percentage that we were told is 57.79%. Might just go a little bit up because this. I'm sorry, I'm just hearing a lot of fall back again. So just to say, I'm trying to put here is that it's 57.79% the voting took place, and the only glitch is that it's an average of the 14 parliamentary constituency, but in Lucknow the number is actually quite less. In fact, number is quite low in Lucknow. It's 52.03. So in terms of the perception, the Chief Election Commission, the Chief Electoral Office was in fact telling us that they were expecting a low turnout because historically Lucknow is a place where it provides a low turnout. But there are other places, for instance, Jhansi and as well as Barabanki has seen a high turnout. Barabanki has 66.89 turnout and Jhansi has 63.57% turnout. So these are two places which went for high turnout. Overall, we will say that the turnout is not as high as it was probably last time around. Also, there were 14 parliamentary constituencies that went to the polls this time. Last time, out of the 14 parliamentary constituencies, 13 were with BJP. Only one, Raebareli, went to the Congress. So BJP won't like to repeat the same, momentum. They won't like to win all the seats because remember they are talking about 400 seats in this particular, 400 seats in this particular Lok Sabha election. Yes. Now, if you have to have 400 seats, you need to have at least a big chunk of seats from UP. UP has 80 seats per se. In fact, the fifth, the phase where we just finished, 5th, 6th, and 7th polls will have 41 seats in total. Now, out of the 41, which we would like to win as many as possible. Last time also they had in 2019 they won 62 seats. In 2014 they had 71 seats. So they would like to repeat the performance or probably better the performance if they have to have any chance to catch that magical 400 figure. Now, apart from that, one can say that it's going to be a very difficult fight, especially in Raebareli and Amethi, where both BJP and Congress are loggerhead. In Lucknow, it's considered a BJP bastion. So one believe BJP will have an upper hand. But again, it's too early to say anything right now. All the seats that we have mentioned, all the 14 parliamentary constituency are very, very tough in many ways. And we were told that both the BJP and its and opposition have left no stone unturned, and the Chief Election Commission office also worked day and night to make sure that it's not just a free and fair election, but also where it provides proper justice to each and every section of the society.
Yes, let's go across to Gautam, who's also joining us from Ladakh. Gautam, given the vast size of the constituency, do we expect the numbers to go up, as poll data comes in from far and wide? Also, what's expected from this contest?
Well, good evening to you, Mark. Julia again. Ladakh has been quite impressive in its turnout throughout the day, although it looks like people are just trickling in. But we've seen how polling is taking place in both the districts of this, as you mentioned, the largest constituency in the country, in both Leh and Kargil. Until 5 p.m. the figure was 67.15%, and a bit of a difference where Kargil and Leh were concerned. Kargil already crossing the last election's turnout figure of slightly above 70%, Kargil going past 71%. But in the case of Leh, it was significantly lower, 65 odd percent, and that could be a determinant of the outcome of this election as well, because I've just exchanged some messages with people in the Chief Electoral Officer's office, and till now they're still tabulating the final outcome past 6 p.m. and one can expect the numbers to go up. Definitely that is possible, because it is taking time, because there are certain dark areas in Ladakh where the connectivity is not that great. Even when they use walkie-talkies with shortwave, it is difficult to get through. So it's taking a little time, but the last time this figure of 70%, that is quite possible to be crossed, and we will get to know fairly soon as to what the final figure will be.
Right. Gautam, also, I mean, tell us a little bit about the contest. What can we expect after this election? I mean, since the polls have already, since people have already voted, what's the likely outcome?
Well, in terms of the outcome, since there's a difference and there's Kargil district which is leading Leh, that could very well affect the outcome of this election, because as I had mentioned in our previous chats, that there were only 3 contestants in fray, 2 from Ladakh, 4 the BJP and the India Alliance, which is Congress and the National Conference, and an independent candidate from Kargil, who in fact used to be with the National Conference, and earlier the impression that the people in Kargil had was that the candidate for the Congress and NC, the India Alliance, will be from Kargil, but ultimately the candidate was from Congress in Leh, which is why this NC leader, who is the district president, rebelled against the party. In not just him, the entire units of the Congress and the National Conference rebelled there and put up a unanimous independent candidate. And this could be determinant in terms of the outcome as well, because Ladakh is dominated by one community, which is Buddhist, and Kargil by Muslims, and that could be a key determinant in the outcome of this election.
We'll leave it there. Thank you very much. Gautam Roy, Tapas Bhattacharya and Dibyendra Mondal, thank you for joining us. Let's move on to our next story. Campaigning is in full swing for the remaining 6th and 7th phases of parliamentary polls. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and other senior BJP leaders held several public rallies across the country. Meanwhile, opposition parties are also not leaving any stone unturned to get their message across to the voters. The election is entering its final phases, and the intensity of the campaigning has reached a fever pitch. Leaders from all parties are making their final push to secure votes. Here's the report.
Campaigning for the last 2 phases of India's parliamentary election is in full swing, with candidates across the country ramping up their efforts to secure votes. For the 6th phase of elections, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi kicked off his election campaign with a grand roadshow in Puri. Following this, he addressed a large public gathering in Dhenkanal and Cuttack, emphasizing his government's achievements and urging people to vote for continuity and progress. Later in the day, PM Modi took his campaign to Jharkhand in West Bengal, where he held another significant rally.
उड़ीसा बीजेडी के भ्रष्टाचारी रैकेट से यहां के लोग तंग आ गया। जो बीजेडी चिट फंड जैसे फर्जीवाड़े से गरीब लोगों को धोखा देती है, वो बीजेडी ने उड़ीसा को क्या दिया?
Meanwhile, Union Home Minister Amit Shah was in Haryana, where he conducted 3 massive rallies in Karnal, Hisar and Rohtak constituencies. Later in the evening, he addressed another public rally in the national capital, Delhi. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath held a spirited public meeting in Chandigarh where he criticized the opposition and highlighted the achievements of the government. The opposition parties are equally active on the campaign trail. West Bengal Chief Minister and TMC Chief Mamata Banerjee led a vibrant roadshow in Medinapur, rallying support for her party's candidate. In Uttar Pradesh, Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav held rallies in Basti and Sant Kabir Nagar. Confident of the India Alliance's victory, Akhilesh Yadav criticized BJP's track record and promised a government that would prioritize people's needs and inclusive development.
ये सरकार बदलने जा रही है। 10 साल सरकार ने किसान, नौजवान और व्यापारी के साथ भेदभाव किया है और ये चुनाव संविधान बचाने का है। संविधान बचाने के चुनाव में हर वर्ग के लोग साथ आ गए हैं।
As the campaigning intensifies, candidates from all major parties are leaving no stone unturned to woo the voters.